Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Michigan International Speedway. This time for the NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series. We're gearing up for 50 laps of action in the 17th race of the season. And I'm joined once again by Vince Reese, and it is sunny, clear skies here today.
Yeah, nice, great weather here in the Irish Hills. Had a nice truck race, calm, clean, strategy filled. As always, we come here with Fitzwater on pole, Zoerlein looking for five. Can Andrew Rich keep that all-time wins list record? Oh, and of course, we got some hungry hounds to talk about in the points battle. But back to you, Zach.
Fitzwater gets pole number 2 on the year. To his outside is Andrew Rich. Row 2, Allyson Rayne and Samet Oskin. Row 3, Seth Cole and Alex Ferranti. Row 4, the 2017 winner, Jonathan Zoerlein with Quinton Moore. And in row 5, Nate Rogers and yesterday's winner in the Jerky Pro Truck Series, Charles Sanford. As Vince will go over go or go home qualifying, DNQ drivers, and the race notes are pretty much the same from yesterday. So, yeah.
Yep, the only difference is the past winner, instead of Dodd, it was Zoerlein back in 2017. People who missed out, Foster Henderson was main to meet, Stephen Colon Ward, Sean Lane Sanders, Lance Smith Jr., Trey Smith, and Adam Flickinger, the only non-rookie to miss out here in Michigan. And as Zach said, with this being the cup race, it is 10 laps longer. We expect the tire wear about the same. The fuel window will be interesting, though. With this sunny conditions, unlike yesterday with more horsepower in the clouds and the trucks having draft, will we see some interesting tire wear and strategy like we saw at Auto Club? I remember Jesse Turner made an interesting call. Or will we see the normal 24 or 27 window and someone try to stretch it to 28 or 30? Or maybe someone will do a two-stop, just like Auto Club, like Kukalon did as well. He came in the second time and try to gain some positions from his starting spot. He's qualified pretty well today. But that's all the storylines for me, Zach. Back to you.
William Brock, Levi McIntyre on the final row. Bad qualifying runs for them. Same for Cole Deaver in the 3. Still looking for victory lane since Meadowlands in 2019. Jesse Turner with a sufferable run in qualifying. Kev Shearer mid-pack. Zach Flickinger, Tringali mid-pack. So there you see Kukulon, as mentioned, starting in 20th. Good qualifying run for Scott Roush, Diego Yepes, Daniel Bouchard, Colt Hudson, and several others, including Alex Ferranti. Bit of a surprise there in the top 10 in 6th. As there was some silly season news that I forgot to mention, but James Ellison, there he is, has signed to drive for Hendrick Motorsports full-time in 2022. This team, which is on Junior Motorsports right now, will be added to the Hendrick stable, and they will run the number 24. So the 24 will be back in Digital Storm Cup next year, and it'll be James Ellison behind the wheel. So to finish that out, Junior Motorsports will be down to a one-car operation next year with Ferranti behind the wheel. As Hendrick's 3 cars this year have done so well, Zoerlein with the 4 wins, Tringali 8th in the points, and Nate Rogers 12th in the points. So back to a 4-car op for Hendrick next year, Vince.
Yeah, Hendrick, last year we had the whole Kev Shearer battle just to stay in Hendrick. Hendrick should be an interesting team looking forward, but Zach, I just can't help but think when you see Rayne and Fitzwater, we go back to Auto Club when Fitzy lost on a lap car. Well, the second song repeat, we saw Sanford win the truck race. I mean, we bet to see deja vu. Can Oskin get a first? I'm surprised him and Rich haven't got a first win. Quinton Moore, a terrible truck race yesterday. What can he do? And Zoerlein, man, number 5. Could he get the elusive number 5 for that 5 car?
That would also be career win number 13, breaking a tie with Andrew Rich atop that list of all-time wins. 12 wins coming into today. 11 wins for Rayne and 10 wins for Seth Cole. We've yet to see Seth Cole get a win here this year. Could today be the day he comes in 7th in the points? Speaking of the points, Zoerlein 10 points over Dylan Young, 19 over Charles Sanford, 25 over Allyson Rayne, and 44 over Fitzwater. That's the top 5. But of course, with the playoff system, what's important is the battle around the top 10. We'll get to that later on. Green flag is out. Fitzwater leads him to the green flag, as Oskin's going to go straight to the top and try and make it 3 wide. These Cup cars have a bit more corner grip compared to the trucks. There you see about 180 Fitzwater was able to hold in the corner. Rayne will move up to second, and Rich will fall in line in third. That's 202 miles an hour into turn 3, Vince.
Yeah, I think it'd be around 207 we saw in the cloudy conditions in practice, I believe. That should be interesting to follow. But the tires are the best right now. As they wear, will start to lose some of that straight line speed and the corner grip will stabilize. Interesting is that they strung out top 4 in the race, in the truck race. Even though Rich is making a move here, it's got top 7 for the Cup Series, all strung out.
201 miles an hour at the start-finish line, 207 into turn 1. As there you see that top side will really come into play here. Look at the move there by 3 drivers. Seth Cole, Zoerlein, and Nate Rogers all made a jump to the bottom on Samet Oskin. We saw the Chevy Ford games yesterday with Ibrahimian in the 22. So Rayne will hold on to second. Fitzwater starting to inch away. How about Keith Rich inside the top 10 and 8th, Ferranti 9th, Quinton Moore 10th. As Hudson is in 11th, man. Dylan Young 13th right now. How about Kukulon trying to make his way forward as Charles Sanford is on his way backwards.
Yeah, weekend sweep looks a little disappointing right now. We'll see what happens, so it's still a long way to go.
A bit of a hornet's nest back here with Tringali and Cole Deaver. Deaver trying to move his way forward. Ellison and Bouchard falling backwards. So Deaver started outside of the top 30, and in just 3 laps, he's made it inside the top 30. See William Brock back there on the bottom as well. So they've strung it out at the front already, Vince, but still a little craziness going on here in the back of the pack.
Yeah, as you see Kukulon get shoved up there. I think this is really about the Cup. The Cup cars, like you said, have more corner grip and more corner speed, which should make it harder to overtake. Especially as the tires wear. I'm just looking here to see if there's any movement going on through the field. Seems pretty consistent for now.
Charles Sanford falls down. 20th last time at the line. This time at the line, he is listed as outside the top 20. So Charles struggling right now, but we know what tire wear does with rookies. So you see Scott Roush starting to fall back. How about Diego Yepes currently running in 16th place, as Ferranti has fallen outside of the top 10. Move Alexander Rowe into the top 10 over Colt Hudson. And as up at the front, it is Fitzwater in the lead with Rayne, Rich, Oskin, Seth Cole, as Rich will make the move for second place. Already seeing about 0.2 of a second of fall off here as they go into turn 1. And Rich will...
Rayne just got a little tight. Yep.
Rayne with a bit of a run, though, but Rich, it looks like, will get the bite off the corner and clear Rayne for second place.
You just got to wonder, is this Rich's day, Zach? I mean, he's just been so close on multiple occasions last year. This year, he hasn't been at the front. It kind of reminds me of yesterday we were talking about, I don't remember who, but just couldn't sniff the front. It was Ibrahimian, actually. He hasn't been at the front all season. The passes are harder, and you see Fitzwater just take an interesting line to snake the draft there. We'll see what Rich can do, especially with the fuel window as we'll get closer with it being 10 extra laps today.
Andrew Rich comes in 11th in the points, 3 top 5s, 9 top 10s. Oskin under fire from Seth Cole for 4th place. Zoerlein under fire from Nate Rogers for 6th. Want to take a look at that battle for top 10 in the points. So there is a 70-point gap from Seth Cole to Tringali for 7th to 8th in the points. Tringali's got 12 points over Shelton, 13 over Rowe. That is the top 10 in the standings. Now, the difference from Rowe to Rich coming into today's event is 19 points. Remember, it's top 10 in the point standings. All make the playoffs. And then anybody with a win, 11th to 25th in the points. Right now, we have nobody 11th to 25th with a win, as Hamid has fallen to 31st in the points and did not make the race today. So looking at that top 10 battle, Rowe with a 19-point advantage over Andrew Rich. He took 10th place following Indianapolis. Nate Rogers is 12th, 49 points behind Rowe. 50 points back is Cole Deaver, 60 back Zach Flickinger, and then 61 back Quinton Moore. And then there is a 57-point jump from Quinton Moore to Keith Rich. And I'd say at that point, 16th place on down, Vince will likely need to win a race if they want to make the playoffs. Top 10 seems to be out of reach for them. Oh, as I hit the pace car. Well, let's go through the back of the field. Daniel Bouchard, Matthew Rodriguez racing here at the back. Carabel, 40th. William Brock, 39th. Struggling to move forward. Zach Flickinger has fallen down the running order. He's got door damage. We've seen a lot of drivers get really close to the wall entering turn 1. That might be from that. Turner has struggled to move forward. He's actually moved backwards. Kev Shear, same thing. James Ellison is back inside the top 30 in 27th. Kukulon has fallen to 26th. Christian Vargas comes in 50th in the point standings. Last of all drivers, he's running 25th. Charles Sanford's still struggling. He's outside the top 20. Same for Nico Tringali. Yepes has fallen outside of the top 20 as Cole Deaver has made it up to 20th. Amanda Evans just kind of chilling in 17th. Logan York, 16th. Shelton, Ferranti, Ace Rogers, Colt Hudson. Dylan Young is the first man outside the top 10. Look at the gap from him to Colt Hudson, Vince. And then to the top 10. Just kind of chilling by himself right there. Not closing in on the top 10 at all. Rowe in 10th. Keith Rich 9th. As Quinton Moore is in 8th. Zoerlein down to 7th. Seth Cole 6th. As Nate Rogers is looking to challenge Allyson Rayne for 4th. As Oskin has made it up to 3rd. So the 22 once again at the front. Challenging for a win here, Vince. And, you know, Ibrahimian and Oskin, very good friends off the racetrack.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's really going to come down to finding that reference point, as I said yesterday. It's almost a similar race.
See the spectator cam giving us a really good wide view of the racetrack. So they are already strung out 12 seconds from first to last. Fastest lap on the day so far, Keith Rich, a 37.082. And see, even in clear conditions, Vince, they are a full second plus faster than the trucks.
Yeah, it's well, I don't even remember what the truck fast was. It was probably in the low 39.9s or 40s, I think it was.
It was low 38s.
Oh, 30. Okay. Yeah, so it's about a second and a half. And man, look at this top threes. Oskin looking to put the move on a second.
Fall off has already reached 2 seconds for the Cup cars. They were going about 180 in turn 1 before. Now it's down to about 160. Oskin getting help from Allyson Rayne. We've got everybody but Toyota inside the top 10, Vince. And, you know, that's been a struggling case for Toyota all year, as Brock has pretty much been their flagship driver, and Logan York with a few good runs here and there.
Yeah, that could change, though. I mean, it can change in 2 weeks when we get to Talladega, but realistically, other than the plate races and wild card, Toyota's just been a non-factor. Is Oskin and Fitzy good friends as well? Will peak right there from Oskin, and he will send her into one.
Looking for the race lead, Samet Oskin, your 2020 Cup champion, still looking for victory lane this year, just like Seth Cole. And Oskin, man, has only won in the Digital Storm Cup Series twice in his career. Sebring in 2017 and Texas in the spring last year, as he will take the lead away. Fitzwater's going to lose second place. Maybe more as Nate Rogers is challenging from 4th. And, man, Nate seems to be the hard charger so far today, Vince. He might have a shot at this thing.
Don't count on Seth Cole. He's lurking right there. Don't count on Rayne, who's just stuck right there behind Oskin. And don't count on Zoerlein. I wouldn't count anybody on this top 10. It's still too early. We have a pit stop, maybe 2, depending on how the higher management is. And it just doesn't seem like the effect of the draft. You wouldn't think it'd be much in the Cup cars, but it seems to be playing a role today.
Huge gap from Dylan Young in 11th back to Ace Rogers in 12th, as Keith Rich has fallen to 10th under Alexander Rowe. Now Fitzy starting to struggle, falling back to 5th on Andrew Rich. Might be losing 5th to Seth Cole. But Samet Oskin, man, leading here today at Michigan as Nate Rogers, look at that, went straight to the bottom of the track, gained a ton of time on the turn 1 entry there. Very good call there on how he positioned his car. But Rayne, you know, the tires, I said it in the truck race, as the tires wear, it will be harder to get passes made on the exit of corners.
Fitzwater's going to try in a 3 and 4. Let's see if 3 and 4 makes any difference, but same thing, it looks like second verse here. Just the outside has a little more powerful traction. It's not really an outside; it's just more the middle.
Fall off has already reached almost 3 seconds in just 16 laps, and I think the undercut here today is really going to pay dividends, as Nate's going to make another move for second. And to that point, Vince, what do you think? Like, if they can make it to lap 25, is pitting from 25 to 26 the best call, or should you stretch it one more lap and pit that one lap overcut?
It depends where you are. Right? Track position is everything. We saw in the truck race 3 different groups come in. I think we're going to see 3 to 4 different groups come in. I could see the one extra lap benefiting in the long run, but with a place like this, with the experience level the way it is, and these top guys know what they're doing, I think Rich is trying to look for 3 wide, but they'll settle out. I I don't expect anything crazier in the 25-27 time frame.
You saw Nate really was able to charge it in right at the apex of turn 3, but then Rayne just got it back going on the top. As now Nate is under fire for third from Andrew Rich, who's got help from Fitzwater. See Rowe all over the bumper of Quinton Moore back there, and Dylan Young closing up on Keith Rich. See Nate really able to get the middle to bite there in 3 and 4. Fall off just continuing to grow, Vince. They've really hit the cliff now, it looks like. Just continuing to get slower and slower. These tires are just being eaten away. Almost at 4 seconds here. This could be a 2-stop for all we know. Look at the run Rayne just got off of turn 2. She's going to go for the race lead.
Yeah, Zach, this reminds me a lot of Meadowlands. I'll get right back to that as soon as we see the 3 and 4 pass here. Ooh, looks like Austin's going to have to bite in the middle. Rayne will send it. About equal.
We have not had a photo finish in a while, Vince. I was actually thinking about this the other day. It has been a while since we had a finish where the margin was under 1/10 of a second. I'm trying to remember what race it was, as we're almost going 3 wide for the lead there. Nate Rogers with a rocket ship there out of nowhere. Rayne will take the race lead. But yeah, it has been a minute since we had a photo finish in either Jerky Pro or Digital Storm Cup.
Yeah, it's interesting with the photo finish camera, right? You always have the plate races, and you have places like Michigan Auto Club that can deliver one. Maybe we'll get one today. We'll see. But with the tire fall, I'd be very shocked if we do get one. As we are now, what, 4 seconds? Wow.
Yeah, it is up to 4 seconds. Look at the run. Oskin gets off the corner. He goes straight to the bottom of the front stretch with that run. As Quinton Moore and Rowe have slowly been drafting their way forward with all the fighting going on up front. Dylan Young has made it inside the top 10 over Keith Rich. There's the gap to Ace Rogers. Jessica Shelton, 12th and 13th. Logan York, 14th. Cole Devers made it up to 15th. Arrows on that Dow car have been moving him forward. Tringali's back into 17th. Charles Sanford inside the top 20. So there you see the tire wear really bringing out the talent again there, Vince. Zach Flickinger, Jesse Turner, Kukulon with heavy door damage there. And, who fixes their door damage is going to be very important, too.
Yeah, look at the racing up front, though.
Oh, man. Goodness gracious. Oskin back to the lead. Nate up to second. Rich third. That's going to let Dylan Young, I think, close the gap, as Rowe is looking for 7th on Zoerlein or 8th on Zoerlein, as Quinton Moore took 7th away from him.
This race reminds me a lot of Denver, Zach. It seems like that, and a little bit of Meadowlands with tire fall. It's like a hybrid mix of Denver and Meadowlands, where you want to also have the bite in the bottom, but don't discount the outside and stay in draft.
Dylan Young is gaining about 0.3 a second here with these guys fighting up here.
Getting close to that fuel window now. I mean, does anyone pull the plug here and go with a 2-stop? It'd be a risky call, but
how about this top 2, Oskin and Nate Rogers, with no wins in 2021.
Yeah, 3 to top 5. No wins this year in 2021. Fitzwater and Rayne, the only 2. We're going to keep EGM on top. But here comes Rogers underneath Oskin, the 3.
We got Andrew Rich up here. We've got Seth Cole, Quinton Moore, Alexander Rowe, all up inside the top 10. 23 coming to 24. Nate will take the lead, and fall off continues to grow. 5
5
seconds
seconds. My
from
gosh.
Nate's best lap time. And remember what that did to the strategy game at Meadowlands, Vince? We had all that fall off, and it really skewed the math on the crew chief box, and they were like, yeah, we're good to go on one stop, but then they would get 10 laps into their second run, and it'd be like, oh, I'm not so sure now, and hopefully they make the better calls here today, as it looks like we are going to get to lap 25 before we see a pit stop.
Memory's always weird as that, but I remember Nate Rogers at Texas, I believe. He had a problem with Texas when it was he was trying to get into pit road or something, and he caused an accident on lap 67, if I remember correctly. I wonder if this is kind of just seeing how the cars come in. Maybe we might see an incident where we got guys 6 seconds faster, and it's that could cause a rift in the package. We'll see.
Oh, 5 seconds of fall off there. 180 on fresh tires in the corner to 150 at this point as Rayne is looking for the lead again. Will anybody pit here come into 26?
He's smart too. I think someone is.
Oh, Samet Oskin is, as is Nate and Rayne. Rich Fitzwater will stay out. Rest of the top 10 comes in. Keith Rich will stay out. Cole Deaver. Not a bad call to overcut here. I think the tire were stabilized at this point. Derek Hamill, Colt Hudson, Ferranti, Roush, Onjak, Bishop, Turner, McShane, Vargas. One of the Seth Cole cars. Decent chunk of people staying out.
Yeah, it's funny. Derek Hamill and Cole Hudson did this at Dodge Motordrome, and I remember them going with the extreme overcut. We'll see if we see that again. I highly doubt it, but it looks like Rich and Fitzwater are slowing her down.
Remember, draft isn't important here. It's all about corner speed, so Rich and Fitzwater, they're going to lose a ton of time from this, but we'll see if they're able to gain it all back.
Coming in here. Anybody going to pull that third group and see? I think everyone's just 2 groups here.
Yeah, nobody else staying out. That was Sam Dyer that had stayed out there. Justice, McIntyre, Parrish. And Nate Rogers comes out the leader. Rayne second,
Rayne, yep.
Oskin third, Seth Cole fourth.
Wow.
Look at Dylan Young jumped Rowe, Quinton Moore, and Jonathan Zoerlein.
He's in this fight. Now, here's the question. Does that one lap, with the experience, is it nullified again? Or does Fitzwater and Rich have something at the end of this run? We'll find out.
And there goes Andrew Rich out of pit road. Look at Nate Rogers. He's already gone.
It shows you what 1 lap extra can do.
That's 5 seconds you're losing on tires there. So Nate will be the leader. Rayne second. Oskin third. Seth Cole fourth. Dylan Young fifth. Rowe sixth. Quinton Moore seventh. Zoerlein eighth. Put Ace Rogers in ninth. With Andrew Rich last man inside the top 10 in 10th as Bouchard. Excuse me there. Bouchard is a lap down. Logan York 11th, I believe, here. Yes, indeed, as Fitzwater falls to 14th place. And Fitzwater lost 3 seconds to Rich on his pit stop. So Fitzwater 14th. Keith Rich comes out 16th. Deaver 17th. So those are the top 4 out of our overcutters, I believe. Ellison 18th. Tringali 19th. Look at William Brock up to 20th. Charles Sanford still struggling in 23rd. Not the day for him. Kind of similar to what we saw Quinton Moore do in the truck race yesterday. Just kind of really good drivers struggling. See Ferranti down to 30th after starting top 10. As you see, a lot of the guys back here, I believe, were drivers that had some form of door damage. Turner, Kukulon included. Bouchard fell a lap down from fixing his damage. So it's a half a second lead. Nate Rogers over Allyson Rayne. And then,
this is interesting. I just don't know if Rich made the right call. I don't think he's going to get that extra lap and stabilize an extra second. So he might get back to the top 5, but I don't know. 9 seconds. That's hauling.
Let's see, to your point, 37.547 to a 37.623, so about the same stabilized. He had to get by Bouchard there. I think that might have held him up a little bit on his lap, but that's going to be the big thing, is making passes on people. How about Ace Rogers, though? Got his way up to 9th because of those strategy guys. Rich Fitzwater and Keith Rich, who stayed out another lap. And Dylan Young, man, what a pit stop for them.
He definitely get the top 3. Now, the question is, can 3rd through 5th run down the top 2? Because it's a 2-horse race out front.
Now, if Andrew Rich is to finish in the top 10 today, that would be his 10th top 10 on the season. Alexander Rowe would get top 10 number 9. Just kind of looking at some of the statistical milestones here. Seth Cole would be looking at top 5 number 6. Dylan Young would be looking at top 5 8, top 10 14. Rayne would be looking at her 10th top 5, which would be the most out of all drivers. And the first one to get to 10 top 5s on the season. It would also be her 12th top 10, as Rayne has pretty much been top 5 or out.
It's hero or bust, but yeah, I think this is important to know, is that we have a playoff system here. This is not the truck series. It's all about really positioning yourself for those playoffs, understanding what setups need to be done, especially with the playoff track. We'll talk about that when we get to, let's say, race 20. But that'll be interesting to see this championship run. And if Nate Rogers doesn't get top 10 in points and he wins this race, that's an extra person in the field.
Well, there's the thing, you mentioned the playoff system. So we have the playoff system here, right? And we mentioned that Jerky Pro, with their week off next week, they're not going to Kentucky. Digital Storm's going to Kentucky next week. The wild stretch of races for Jerky Pro, and they don't have a playoff system, as I mentioned now again, their wild stretch is Talladega, Pukekohe, Oswego Dirt, which Cup doesn't go to, and Bristol Dirt, which Cup does go to. But for Cup, Bristol Dirt is in the playoffs, as Rayne is coming up real close here on 8. But after Kentucky, this is the wild stretch of races to end the regular season for Digital Storm. Dega, Watkins Glen, Milano, Pukekohe doubleheader, Pig Stadium, and then Pigs Creek. That's going to be a wild stretch of races for the Cup Series in their own. And, we've seen it. Hamid has been the only surprise winner in Cup this year, back in the Daytona 500, and that was mostly in part due to the wacky package that we had elected to use for Daytona. So if we could see, as Nate's going to get challenged for the lead here, but if we could see Nate win a race, or anybody else that's outside the top 10 in points in this last stint of the regular season, it would be incredible to see.
It would be, because you're just seeing the guys and gals at the front just have a stranglehold. It's been 4 or 5 with 3 or 4 wins, or 2. This is kind of ironic too. It wasn't Rayne's last win at California. I mean, it's just crazy how long she's been on a drought too of winning. Won 3 in a row and hasn't been winning since. It's interesting.
Coming to 15 to go. Rayne with a run. Rich has made it down to 7.3 seconds as Fitzwater has jumped back inside the top 10. And he has closed a lot more than Rich has. Meanwhile, top 3 of Oskin, Seth Cole, and Dylan Young have kind of just been at the same distance. Zoerlein in 6th, Moore 7th, Rowe 8th. There's Rich, there's Fitzwater. They're continuing to close. Ace Rogers down to 11th, Shelton 12th, Logan York 13th. How about Logan Williams in 14th? What a run for him. Kev Shearer's up to 15th. Remember, Keith Rich has fresh tires. He's in 16th. Cole Deaver in 17th. As Charles Sandver has jumped into the top 20. As Nate Rogers has lost the lead. We missed it.
Sorry, he might crossover right here. Nope.
Can't get it to bite.
Tires are wearing. Zach, what's that fall off now?
About 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's coming. We have a lapper up ahead. We haven't heard about that all weekend.
Well, we know what lappers did at Auto Club with Fitzwater and Allyson Rayne.
It's Kukulon.
Kukulon is half a second off the pace to them. Yepes has fallen down the running order to 38th. So Rayne takes the lead, starts to pull away. I don't like the sign of that lap time on the 9, 39.666. Rich has gotten the gap down to 6.2 seconds, and Rich has passed Rowe for 8th.
I think Rich can get up to Zoerlein for sure now. It's almost scary. Yeah, he's got less fall off. Just a little bit less, not too much less.
Compared to Rowe's lap time last time by, it was a 0.6 of a second difference. Let's see the corner speed here, about 164 to 167.
Oh, yeah, you can see it visibly.
But the big thing here for Rich is passing these guys back is going to still be difficult on the inside line. Here's the run. That's going to be the move for 7th at 12 to go. But yeah, he's really able to get it on entry. Not even a challenge for Rich. Up to 7th place he'll go. If Rich can get back to the top 5, it would be his 4th top 5 on the season. As Fitzwater is still working his way back towards the front. Rich has it down to 5.8 seconds. 39.217 to a 39.6. I don't think he has time to close in unless they really start hitting that. They really start hitting the cliff, it seems, in the last 10 laps, Vince. So who knows? That time by, Rayne is only at 2.5 seconds. But we saw 5 seconds fall off wise in the end of the race. So, I mean, just think about it. First 15 laps, oh, just 2.5 seconds of fall off. Next 10 laps, there's another 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, if he can gain a half a second per lap, but the problem is it's impossible. Is when he gets by Zoerlein, that's not an easy car to pass, and then he's got to make these passes efficient. And there it is.
Oh, he did pretty good there. He's going to have to check up a little bit because Zoerlein's nose is there, but he'll get him off the corner, so put Rich up to 6th.
He can get 3rd. I think 3rd, is it plausible for sure?
Oh, yeah, I definitely think Rich is going to get up to 3rd here, but with 10 laps to go, it's just a matter of time. As Dylan Young is going to pass Seth Cole for 4th, that's going to help Rich a lot in terms of getting up to them. Penske now with a 3rd, 4th, as Nate Rogers just can't seem to bring in Rayne. He can't rein her in.
A good joke there, but I mean, the thing here is it just a 2-mile domination? Does somebody have the setups figured out? We saw Charles Sanford in trucks. He go back to back between Michigan Auto Club, and then you see Rayne here, one Auto Club. This is just maybe the master setup.
I mean, I'm just had a thought here now, too. So if Rayne gets this win, she'll join Zoerlein with 4 wins on the season. And at that, she'll tie Zoerlein and Rich for most wins all time at 12 apiece. So, I mean, what a mark for Zoerlein and Rayne to be the first 2 to 4 wins on the year and to tie Rich all time on the wins list record to do so. But if Rich can catch up in some form here, imagine this. So Rich finishing 3rd or whatever, but they're going to go into Kentucky next week, and now all 3 of these guys, Rich, Zoerlein, and Rayne, they're the Speedway Masters of the series. And, you know, I think one of them could win Kentucky next week and go on to get career win number 13. If of course Rayne gets the win here today. Still 8 laps to go.
Oh, my bad there. I didn't mean to cut you off. Scream a little interesting, but yeah, no, it's there's just some playoff tracks in the playoffs, but now it comes down to this, Zach. Can Rayne get around Kukulon? We saw this. I can't remember who it was at Auto Club, but it was, I think, one of the front row cars. Or no, Stephen Colon. Stephen Colon play games with Fitzwater and Rayne. Does Kukulon play games with Rayne and help Rogers? We'll find out.
Well, to your point, if we can get to Kukulon here, he's running only 0.3 of a second faster, or slower rather. So, I mean, I don't know. Nate was faster that time by. Nate is starting to pull in Allyson Rayne. And think about this. If these two start fighting, Andrew Rich, look at him come. Oh, man, he's looking for 4th place on Cement Oskin as Dylan Young got by him for 3rd.
Got to get by Dylan Young soon, though. If he doesn't get by Dylan Young in the next 2 laps, I think it's still too much to make up. But if he does, could be game on in that last lap. But still 3.5 seconds probably to make up.
Well, we talked about the cliff as Rich has a run. He's looking to the inside line. The cliff is really starting to kick in for these guys. Oskin's going to try and follow Rich by Dylan Young for 4th back as Rich has cleared him with 6 to go.
Ooh, this is going to get good now. He needs to make up about 6 to 7 tenths. And if Kukulon holds up Rayne or Rogers, game on.
Rayne will catch Kukulon right here, coming to 5 to go.
Good
There you
spot
see
to
the
catch,
corner
though.
difference. There's a pretty big difference there between those two. Oh, she got tight, though, on the exit. 5 laps to go here at Michigan. What can Andrew Rich do? Remember, he's going to have no draft either. Zoerlein was able to catch up to Seth Cole because of Andrew Rich, as Fitzwater's made it up to 8th. And look at Zoerlein. Zoerlein is going to take 6th place from Seth Cole. Remember, there's still a points battle here between Zoerlein and Dylan Young. Oh, no contest for Allyson Rayne on Kukulon, Vince.
Might be all she wrote now. Now, if Riders gets held up by Kukulon, this could open the door for Rich for second. Kukulon's going to fight back, though, in the corners, but he'll lose it on the straight, we think.
Looks like Rayne is starting to pull away from Nate once again, as Rich is going to gain half a second that lap, but just not enough time at that rate of advantage there.
Did Fitzy get the 4th? Can the two guys do the overcut strategy get a 3-4? We'll see.
I think he's going to get there. I think Fitzy is definitely going to get to 4th here. Zoerlein has made it by Oskin for 5th. Meanwhile, Quinton Moore and Rowe have 9th and 10th locked down. Not even a chance from Jessica Shelton in 11th. Nate closed the gap the last time by, but he lost the gap that time by. Kukulon just kind of sitting in the middle of these two with 3 laps to go. Rich only closed in 0.2 of a second. I think with that, you know, it's got to be Nate or Rayne here.
Just don't know. Kukulon just that barrier between Rogers' glory and Rayne's 4th. I just don't see it.
I think the tires have started to plateau here too for the Cup side, as Fitzwater is going to pass Seth Cole for 7th. 2 laps to go at the start-finish line. At least the crew chiefs had it figured out today, as Zoerlein got by Dylan Young for 4th.
Will Fitzy get the 4th? It'll be interesting now. We'll see.
How about that, Vince? So Zoerlein came out of pit road in 7th place behind Young, Oskin, and Seth Cole. Couldn't catch them on his own, but once he got the tow from Andrew Rich, he caught right back up to these guys, and he passed them all.
Sometimes you got to be lucky than good, and Dylan Young, it's definitely the crew of the day. But as we enter the white flag lap, Zach, almost, what can you say about Allyson Rayne? 2-mile master.
Fitzwater will close the bumper here on Dylan Young, and I think Fitzwater is going to get up to 5th here, but that is going to be it. Rich continuing to close slowly, but Nate just can't get by Kukulon, and it has held him up ever since Rayne got by with ease. But man, I think after Rayne won 3 in a row, Sebring Vegas Auto Club, you know, we thought she was just going to keep going, and she didn't. She went 12 races without a win. But that changes today. Rayne will get her 4th win on the season, 10th top 5, 12th top 10, and her 12th career win, tying Zoerlein and Andrew Rich. As Nate goes to pass Kukulon, Allyson Rayne gets the win at Michigan.
Deja vu all over again. Sanford does it in the trucks with the sweep of the 2-milers. And now Rayne does it here in the Cup Series.
Andrew Rich got it down to 2.8 seconds. He'll finish 3rd. Zoerlein 4th, Fitzwater 5th, Young 6th, Oskin 7th, Seth Cole 8th, Quinton Moore 9th, and Alexander Rowe rounds out the top 10. Keith Rich got it up to 12th. Cole Deaver wasn't able to make up anything with his tires in 18th. Charles Sanford 16th on the day. Ferranti 26th. Onjak started near the rear. He got up to 23rd. Brock 21st after starting in the rear. McIntyre 34th after starting in last place. Didn't really talk about the top 30 battle today. Bishop 28th to Bell, who finished in 40th. Yepes came home 38th. Priya McShane came home 31st, so I don't believe we have a change in top 30. Matthew Rodriguez came home 35th. And Ellison came home in 25th. So I believe the top 30 is going to stay the same. But I could be mistaken. But that'll do it for us here from Michigan. I am due to get my computer next Friday, my new computer. So Kentucky will likely be run on that. Expect a bit of a performance upgrade. Hopefully back to OBS as well. We'll see how that pans out. But I will likely be in the booth by myself next week. No big deal. It's just Kentucky. And then Vince will be back for Talladega week. So looking forward to that.
Dega, baby.
Dega, baby. But after Kentucky, the stretch of races for both series are really going to get interesting. And Jerky Pro is going to start being off a lot. So, yeah, we're going to start hammering out these cup races, recording-wise. So we'll see you guys next week for Kentucky. Congratulations to Allyson Rayne, 4th win of the season, joining Zoerlein in the 4-win club, and joining Zoerlein and Andrew Rich as a 12-time Digital Storm Cup Series winner.